Welcome to the Retro Legends Arcade. Got a great week of gaming set up with Monster Bash, Godzilla, and Gravitar, and even some more surprises coming into the arcade. Let me say hello to a couple people early in the chat. Welcome, Mikey Yoon, Sacro, Wingo, good to see you. Garza 241, good to see you. So let's start with the news. Let's talk about the news. The big news really for me is in PinballFX VR. Very exciting things happening with us getting 6 brand new tables in VR. It's very exciting. And we're going to take a look at some of those tables right now. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the one I'm most excited for, of course, is the Universal Monsters table. This is a quick little 40-second video. Let's take a look at them.
We are the monsters of rock!
Creature from the Black Lagoon and Monster Bash, 2 fantastic games. Games have been chomping at the bit to get in VR, and now they're finally here. And on top of that, we also got the Godzilla pack. So Monster Bash is going to be in this week's games on the Retro Legends Arcade. You can drop a score on any platform. Let's take a look at the Godzilla game next. Of course, those tables in PinballFX VR are just amazing. You know, you just can't explain how 3D it is. When you have the goggles on, you're playing at the X Arcade. Just super immersive. Very exciting. And I know you're probably not talking about it. Oh, Sacro. Absolutely. Sacro is an absolute wizard at pinball. So we're going to take a look at the Charlie Brown pinball. I have to mute the music because last time I showed a video with this in it, Snoopy did take all my ad revenue. So we're gonna mute this one, but we're gonna take a look at the Charlie Brown game next. Let's see here. This is a fun game. I've played this one quite a bit on the AtGames 4K pinball. But this is another fun game that came to us in PinballFX VR. So what a fantastic week. If you love VR pinball, Zen really delivered some fantastic tables all at once. I mean, this was just a massive drop of some really great tables that have really good long-term gameplay. You know, tables like Creature from the Black Lagoon, Monster Bash. Certainly, I do love the Godzilla table. We got Mikey Yoon here. Good to see you, Mikey. Welcome to the stream. And so let me remove that one real quick. And that shows, I just showed the 6 new tables that just came from PinballFX VR. And it's very exciting. Great time to be into pinball. And of course, you know, if you are playing pinball, I'd highly recommend you check out the X Arcade, and they do have the Haptics kit coming out. Oh, okay, Richmixx. Okay, I didn't know that was your. Well, welcome to the stream, Richmixx. I recognize that name. You're all the time on those leaderboards on PinballFX VR. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. We got Dark Realm Gaming popping in, and so we've got all those tables that were dropped. Very exciting. Very exciting. And with the Haptics kit, with the X Arcade, you can do physical nudging, which is great. It also adds solenoids and some haptic feedback. That's very exciting. But that's pretty much the PinballFX. You know, these are must-get tables to me. I mean, everything they dropped is really good. Yeah, I would probably say the Monsters pack would be my first pick, though. Then probably Godzilla. Then probably the Peanuts would be my third pick. But what do you think in the chat? You have any favorites? Got Mikey Yoon agreeing that Creatures and Monster Bash look amazing in VR. Yeah, I just fantastic games. We got Blitz 2121, another player that plays every week. And of course, what we're talking about right now, we're talking about the Retro Legends Arcade. What this is an online leaderboard where you can play each week with friends, just have fun, play and drop some scores for fun, see stack up against the community. And we've been having great participation. We had this week, I think we might have set a new record with this Medieval Madness. We got Sacro at the top, 408 million. We got Richmixx, 298 million. We got Mike L. Berg. I don't say that, but 205. We had Jabba dropping a big score. Mikey Yoon, 169 million. I'm at 96 million. We had Ballydern, 93 million. T McCloskey, 84 million. Bliss 2121 at 84 million. We got Dan Ridge at 55 million. Blissmond E 37 million. Bruno 15477 24 million. Wingo 19 million. And even Biggie D played 3,850,630. That's a lot of people played Medieval Madness. Last week we also played Moonflight with Sacro taking the lead. Look at that. Sacro clean sweeped it this week. He got number 1 in every category. He got number 1 in our Zen pinball, in our Zaccaria pinballs, and in the arcades. Pretty good, Sacro. We got Sacro number 1 for Moonflight. This was a classic table. We're going to do another one of those this week. I just added it in. Jabba, T. McCloskey, Wingo, Ichabod Crane. Shout out to you, sir. Nice score. Ballydern, Bliss 2121. I was at the bottom on that one. We had Moonflight, Sacro, Jabba, Ballydern, Wingo, me, Ichabod Crane, Team McCloskey, Bliss 2121. We played the game Bump and Jump or Burning Rubber, classic arcade game. We had Sacro with the lead. Richmixx was second. I was third. Team McCloskey fourth. We played the classic arcade game, The Adventures of Robbie Roto. Sacro, Richmixx, Ichabod Crane. Nice score, Ichabod. Lord Donkey Balls, and me. I thought my 18,943 score is pretty good. So you guys are definitely killing it. That's some incredible week of arcade gaming. And excellent gameplay on these leaderboards. And we're introducing some new games. Let me go back to the I scored. So these will be the new games that we're going to be bringing in this week. I brought in some different things. Brought in 2 games that you could play on pretty much everything. We have Monster Bash and Godzilla, which are both on the AtGames 4KP. You can play them on consoles. So we got Monster Bash and Godzilla. And then I brought in some tables for people that have AtGames. I have The Machine, the Bride of Pinbot. And I have Tropical, which is a classic pinball. I'm going to show some of that. And we're bringing the Atari arcade game Gravitar this week. Robbie Roto is about that sound in that game is really cool. It's very distinct. There's really nothing that sounds like Robbie Roto. Bride of Pinbot is a blast. We're going to take a look at Bride of Pinbot when we talk about the AtGames drop and their news. But first, I want to mention just PinballFX VR. It was kind of we were kind of very thirsty. It was kind of a long wait, but they did not disappoint. Very fun games. And the leaderboards are up now. So all the games are live. If you're not familiar with how this works, you can just click on a link in the description of this video. It'll take you directly to where you enter your score. It's best to do it with a phone. And you just shoot a picture of your score. Could not be easier. Sacro said he had it on his iArcade this whole time. And he just played it for the first time. It is a great game. It just was the wrong game, right game at the wrong time. It was released at the exact same time as Pac-Man. And they kind of thought Robbie Roto was going to be a hit. And of course, they were wrong. Pac-Man became a massive hit. So it's just bad timing, but it is a great arcade game. Definitely one of those hidden gems. Created by Jamie Fenton, who created Gorf. Pretty cool. Another great classic arcade game. Yep, we got Gravitar coming on this week. Yeah. No. Robotron was Eugene Jarvis. But same time period. It was definitely, these are, I like to play these 80s arcades. It's kind of my favorite genre because these games are really, hard to master. They were quarter munchers, Good to see. Richmixx said he had fun with Robbie Roto. Yeah, it's a good game. It's a deep cut. And I'll try to find some more of these that might have slipped between the cracks. They might not be as popular, but they're super fun. And there's plenty of arcade games out there. So very exciting. I'm always listening too. So if there's specific games you'd like to play, just let me know. I'll build a leaderboard for them and we can score chase them for a week. That's part of the fun of the show. So that's the leaderboards. Congratulations to all the players. Sacro, fantastic week. I think it's the first time you've fully clean sweeped the entire leaderboard. So kudos to you. That is pretty amazing that you were able to look at that. Look at that. Wow. Every category. Pretty amazing. So shout out to you, Sacro. Outstanding. Okay. So those were our leaderboards. And next thing I want to take a look at, let me talk a little bit about the news. I did make some slides. This is going to be a short and sweet show. If you are interested in X Arcade, any money I get from the X Arcade usually goes into prizes for this show. I am going to change the format where I'm going to do a monthly tournament, and there will be cash prize. There'll be prize. It'll pay out all prizes. And you'll be able to play either on X Arcade or AtGames, or even if you have a virtual pinball cabinet, it won't matter what you're playing on. But I'm going to do a monthly iScore tournament that will be live. And that'll probably be on a Friday night for 2 hours. And I'll let the viewers will pick the game we play. So it's going to be exciting. That's pretty much the PinballFX VR news. Now we're going to talk a little bit about AtGames news. The big news for AtGames, they dropped Volume 7, which is, of course, a Zen pack. Hey, we got Ichabod Crane dropping a super chat. What? Hold on a second. Wait a minute. I was so excited. I got to turn that off. Well, thank you so much, Ichabod. Ichabod Crane. How do I get to that? There it is. With a $9.99 super chat. I feel like the iArcade leaderboards are back. Absolutely. I love those leaderboards. Being able to chase those scores every week. That was the fun to me. I mean, if you love arcade games, I lived through the golden age of arcade. It was all about putting your quarter on the glass. Get to chase scores. I mean, it's all about the games. This show's all about the games. So thank you so much. I will spare you a long. Let me see if I find a really short super chat. Let's see what my shortest one is. Okay, let's see. Let's see. This one's pretty short. We'll do this one. Let's do this one. It's 25 seconds. Little Psylocke action, little love for the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for playing every week. Awesome. Next thing we're going to take a look at. Got some AtGames stuff to go over. Let's see. Yeah, big sale still going on. Still got the 70% off. They just continued those discounts. Now is the time to pick up these games because they're as cheap as I've ever seen. Especially this table that we're playing this week, this tropical table. It is literally like I think it's $2.40. It's very cheap. It's not expensive to buy the table. So they're continuing their 70% off sale. They just changed the name, but I think it's good because the people that picked up the Turtles Pinball, they'll have a chance to buy some tables for cheap, and that's really exciting. We're going to talk about another exciting thing with, especially with AtGames, since we're talking about new people with the Flipper Friends. This was interesting. They had 1,500 players on the leaderboards this week. So the competition with Flipper Friends has really stepped up. I know a lot of the people that were on the 4K leaderboards are feeling the heat because now you're playing with a much bigger pool of players. And there's a great post each week that AtGames puts out, and they kind of shout out some players that are really moving up. It's a very exciting time to be into AtGames Pinball. The leaderboards are doing really great. More people are playing than ever. And your ranking can actually change, which is great. Before, it felt like that nobody moved, you know? You just played and your ranking just stayed exactly where it was at. But with this many players and the way they're doing it, people are going to be moving up and down the leaderboards, which to me is more exciting. And I'm excited for that. So I know a lot of the 4K players, they realize it's a lot tougher now to get in those top spots. Thank you. We have other AtGames news. They are still having a discount on the Turtles. It is now a $100 discount. Was $200 before, but you can still get it. I believe it's $1,100 instead of $1,200, and they still have the $500 in coupons. So that's kind of cool with AtGames. Hey, Biggie D, welcome to the chat. Flipper Friends is live this week again. Once again, I want to point out these stats, which were really cool. 1,500 players on the leaderboard for Flipper Friends. So if you're getting that top 20 or top 30 or even that top 50, that's a big pool of people you're playing against. You're playing against 1,500 players. I mean, that's a significant increase in challenge, and I love it. I love it. Make it hard. Bring it on. That's the fun part, you know. And still, the people that you would expect to be champions are still champions. So it's very exciting. This week we got Baby Shark, Cat in the Hat, and Jack and Pop to play for Flipper Friends. Here's the whole schedule all the way through. And I will take the chat off only for a second. Only for a second, so people, if they want to screenshot that shows every table they're playing. You could play on every AtGames device. And very exciting. And speaking of AtGames devices, I have another one coming. AtGames is going to send me a micro to take a look at. Because I've never had the micro. I believe Ichabod Crane got the micro, and they're going to send me a micro to take a look at it, which is very exciting. So I can't wait to see what that's all about. So let's see here. So that was. Now we're going to take a look at the of course the game drop that they did. They dropped 3 tables, the Machine, Bride of Pinbot, Whirlwind, and Sword of Fury. We got a very short video we'll take a look at. Now, before when I played videos, they got real I had a chance that they would get choppy based on my internet. So all these videos are uploaded. I can overlay your chats over top of the video. Yeah, it's only $300. I feel like, to me, this micro is good because it can bring people into pinball. Ichabod Crane says it's fire. And quite frankly, I think it's pretty good, you know. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I try to play the best I can, but there truly are wizards in this community, you know, people like Tomato Grass and Sacro, Bad Ben Hand. But I do love to play, and that's really why I'm doing this, just for the fun of playing the games. Yeah, but the micro is like $300 on sale right now, so I want to check it out. I think it's great. This could bring new people into pinball, and you know, I like pinball no matter how you're playing it, whether you're playing it on the PinballFX VR with X-Arcade, or even just with the plain old controllers, or you're playing it on the PC. It's all good. You know, it's bringing people into the hobby of virtual pinball. I think it's a lot of fun, you know. I think the leaderboards and the competition are really good. So, and you can compete in Flipper Friends with the micro, which is pretty exciting. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm pretty excited for it. Yeah, you can put on your bar. The other thing I think it's cool about the micro is it's perfect. It's like for kids, it's a perfect size too. Like I'm thinking I might even bring that thing to my classroom some days. We have rewards for my kids. They would love that. I mean, it's just, I think it's cool. I can't wait to have one and see what I think of it. And in Sacro, it's 100% right. It's all about fun and improving your own scores. And we're going to have a discussion about, after this, I want to talk about these games a little bit. But it is really about fun and improving your own scores and just having fun. So we're going to take a quick look at the 3 tables that were just dropped by Zen Studios on AtGames Legends 4KP. Yeah, let me pull that video up right here. It's called Crank Up the 90s. Zen Studios delivered yet another powerhouse addition to the AtGames 4KP ecosystem with Williams Pinball Volume 7. This is a stunning 3-table collection that blends impeccable physics, dazzling visuals, and authentic arcade nostalgia with 3 amazing pinball games. This is one of their strongest packs yet, particularly for fans of late 80s to 90s Williams design, an era defined by imagination, innovation, and mechanical brilliance. What makes this pack shine is how faithfully it captures the spirit and personality of each table, from the mesmerizing transformation sequence of Bride of Pinbot to the heroic energy of Swords of Fury and the sizzling storm effects of Whirlwind. This is pure pinball excitement. Let me talk a little bit about each game. Let's start with my favorite of the 3, the Machine, Bride of Pinbot. Sequel to the legendary Pinbot, this 1991 Williams classic by Python Angelo and John Trudeau is beloved for its futuristic theme and its iconic Build the Bride progression. Original Machine broke ground with its animated face, rotating helmet, and the quest to bring the bride to life. Zen's version captures the surreal sci-fi charm perfectly of the Bride of Pinbot. It's addictive, fast, and one of the most memorable evolution-style tables ever created. Let me talk about Swords of Fury. Swords of Fury is a cult favorite from 1988. Swords of Fury is the epitome of late 80s fantasy pinball. Designed by Tony Kramer and art by the legendary Python Angelo, it introduced players to an electrifying world filled with swords, beasts, and glorious cheese metal voice call-outs. The saturated fantasy artwork looks phenomenal. The gameplay flow feels smooth, fast, and satisfying. This is a sleeper hit in Williams history, now given the premium digital treatment it has always deserved. Last but certainly not least is the absolute masterpiece, Whirlwind. Designed by Pat Lawlor in 1990, Whirlwind is one of the most iconic Williams 11 tables ever built. Its concept, summoning storms through pinball, was years ahead of its time. The original cabinet famously included a working fan in the back box that blasted players when the storm is coming. Zen nails everything from the escalating storm effects to the classic Lawlor shots and clever disaster theme. On AtGames Pinball, Whirlwind comes alive with rich colors, smooth ball physics, and enhanced atmospheric effects that make every storm cycle a thrill. My final verdict on this pack, Williams Volume 7 is an absolute must-have for anyone with the AtGames Legends 4K Pinball. If you love Williams Pinball, you know you're going to get this day one. Zen Studios has delivered 3 beautifully recreated classics that honor original machines while taking advantage of everything that AtGames Legends Pinball has to offer. Whether you're a history buff, a Williams nostalgia fan, or someone who just likes great pinball, this pack hits with the force of a tornado. A fantastic release, and another strong pinball pack released by Zen this year, brought to AtGames Pinball. Highly recommended, 9 out of 10. Anyway, there you go. Of course, you know, Pat Lawlor, made games such as Funhouse. Whirlwind's one of his earlier games. In 1990, he made Red and Ted's Roadshow. But the games he's really known for, of course, are the Addams Family, Twilight Zone. Those are the ones I think were his mega hits. But he also did Safecracker, Monopoly, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Family Guy, Shrek. For Jersey Jack, he did Dialed In, Willy Wonka, and Toy Story 4. So, man, what a career, huh? Amazing. So we go to the chat real quick, see what people think of those tables. Ichabod Crane says, if my wife would let me, I would put the AtGames Micro right next to the air fryer in the kitchen. There you go. Wango told me to preach pinball to the kids. Absolutely. Absolutely. Someone's going to introduce these kids to pinball, because pinball, a lot of kids, they don't even know what pinball is. They don't know, and how are they going to find out, and that's, kids need to learn about pinball. So there's a future for pinball. Very exciting. These tables, I really, my favorite by far is, I do like the Bride of Pinbot. I think the most, the machine, the Bride of Pinbot. But I do like all 3 tables. There's been a little bit of controversy about the pricing. It is more expensive. It's $30. It's a pretty steep price, but if you're buying the AtGames 4KP, it's pretty much a premium machine. They tweak the games for SSF. The games are dialed in now, though, and I feel like for me, like playing these, it's worth $10 a table for these Williams tables. These are classics to me. If you really love pinball, it's not really that much to ask for. And a lot of people that say, oh, well, you could just do OTG. Well, that's a pain, and it's really not as good. To me, the native tables it's more fun to play native. All that hassle hooking the computer up to it. I have it. I have a really expensive PC. It's hooked up to it. I can play these games in 4K. But to be honest with you, when Zen dials them in the way they do, with it on the machine stock, it's if you're playing on the AtGames machine, that's the way to go. And I feel like Zen just kind of became more they were pretty much priced themselves similar to Magic Pixel. So, and everything is expensive anymore. It's ridiculous anymore. You know, I do agree. Pinball in 3D is incredible. I mean, I do love. Yeah, a table costs a roll of quarters. That is true. That is true. But so you might have to be a little more picky. You might want to just pick the ones that you love. Get those Williams tables, and but you can buy if you really just want to buy Zen Pinball for cheap. Just buy them on Steam. I mean, that's where it's going to be the cheapest. It's the biggest user base. It's going to be the least expensive on PC. But I have all the options, and I'm telling you, I prefer just playing it natively. It's just something that they put the magic sauce on it, and plus you have the leaderboards. There's a lot of advantages, and I think it's funny people buy some of these, if you have a 4KP with the SSF kit, that's like $2,100 to $2,400, and people complain about a $10 pinball pack. I mean, to me, the Zens, and I would never want them to raise the prices. I felt like at $5, they were a ridiculously good deal. I mean, I was glad I thought that price was incredible, but unfortunately it couldn't last forever. And, but I think $10 for, these kind of tables we're getting, it's good. I'm fine with it. It's worth it. This is my opinion. If you disagree, you can let me know in the chat. The Gottliebs were $15 for 5 tables during the Black Friday sale for his. Yes, that is true. We got Video Game Vegas always coming in with some heat. So that special sauce costs 3 times the price. But I'm so happy that you get the Bride of Pinbot. I love the Bride of Pinbot, and they nailed that table. It's I didn't really give them numbers, but for me, that table is like an S tier table. I always love these classic Williams tables, because I like the difficulty and the challenge. And when you really get into pinball, these tables, you get a lot of gameplay value out of that. I mean, it's not a kind of table you're going to instantly master. And I think that's the beauty of Williams pinball. And I think it's funny when people give the game a low score because it's difficult. I'm like, you want it to be difficult because that's where that's where the value is. If everything's easy, it's not really. I mean, it doesn't feel the same when you're playing the game well. But anyway, welcome to the stream, Video Game Vegas. Glad you're here. Let's see. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to release all the games that are going to be playing this week. Video Game Wrestling said he likes the challenge of the Bride of Pinbot. I do too. And we got some fun games coming this week to drop scores onto our leaderboards. Let's take a look at a profile of each game real quick. Let me just check in the chat. Okay. And here we go. Sequel to the legendary Pinbot, this 1991 Williams classic by Python Angelo and John Trudeau is beloved for its futuristic theme and its iconic Build the Bride progression. The original machine broke ground with its animated face, rotating helmet, and the quest to bring the bride to life. Zen's version captures the surreal sci-fi charm perfectly of the Bride of Pinbot. It's addictive, fast, and one of the most memorable evolution-style tables ever created. table is a real blast, capturing the chaos and excitement of everyone's favorite kaiju. You'll be smashing buildings, taking on rival monsters, and experiencing the thrill of Godzilla's destructive rampage. The detail and design on this table are top-notch, making you feel like you're right in the middle of a monster movie.
Godzilla, the savior of humanity.
Okay, here we go, live gameplay of Godzilla Pinball on the 4KP. Let's get it started.
Data received. Loud and clear. Alright, folks, Godzilla is here. Just watch it.
We're off. Look at that ball save. Godzilla with his fire breath.
Godzilla is here.
And I really feel like this is an excellent conversion to the AtGames 4KP platform. Surround sound, the SSF kit is absolutely killing it on this table. Sounds like Godzilla's in the room with me.
Destroying our cities and threatening to put humanity on the endangered species list. I'm impressed. That'll do some good.
If you like Godzilla, this is a must-play table. And this table's not for everyone. It kind of has a little bit of an old school feel with some of the shots you have to make, but I really enjoy it. Also has a great mini game.
That'll be a big one.
You get to navigate Godzilla
Godzilla's trying to shake
in the
us off.
water.
After him.
What you want to do here is you want to avoid the things that look like bullets. And you want to get everything else. You want to hit everything else. Took me a minute to catch on. Now this is the point where you can get an extra ball. There's always an extra ball in this mini game.
He's getting away.
I decided to play each game 3 times and just capture the best of footage for this so you can get a feel for what it looks like. This is all captured live using a Sony camera. So it actually looks much better. I think there's the look at that. Moved out of the way to get the extra ball. Getting the extra ball really helps your score on this game a lot. So you always want to get that extra ball for that section.
From the radar.
This is Papa Brad coming at you with a look at Gravitar.
Hello again. I do owe you an explanation. My name is Bond, James Bond. May I offer you a drink?
Welcome back to Papa Brad's Gaming. Today we're diving into the gravitational pull of one of Atari's classic gems. Of course I'm talking about Gravitar. We'll explore the arcade original, its Atari 2600 port, and the modern reimagining, Gravitar Recharged. Let's jump in. In 1982, Atari released Gravitar, a game that took the core mechanics of asteroids and lunar lander and combined them into a challenging, gravity-based space adventure. Designed by Rich Adam, Gravitar's vector graphics were cutting edge for the time, immersing players in a world of planetary conquest. The goal? Navigate treacherous gravitational fields, destroy bunkers, and collect fuel before moving to the next solar system. But let me tell you, this game isn't for the faint of heart. Gravitar is known for its steep difficulty curve and unforgiving controls, making it a badge of honor for anyone who could master it in the arcade. And that soundtrack, or should I say sound effects, the ominous hum and explosions just scream 80s arcade. Did you play Gravitar back in the day? Let me know in the comments. Now we're going to check out Gravitar on the Atari VCS. This is the Atari 50th collection. Released year 1982, notoriously difficult space shooter, Gravitar challenges players to navigate underground tunnels and destroy enemies while managing fuel and combating the forces of gravity. Developers Mike Halley and Rich Adams say the game is so hard they have never completed their own game without cheating. Okay, here we go. To play, insert coin. 1 or 2 players select flight of planets to score points and regain fuel. Completing all 4 planets or red planets places the player in a new universe. Avoid ships in solar system or be drawn into space battle. Player loses life when shot in collision with land or ramming a ship. Game over when out of fuel or no lives are left. Additional life every 10,000 points. To score points, red bunkers score 250 points, red ships score 100 points, competing missions on red planet awards bonus points, destroying all bunkers on a planet awards bonus points, super bonus awarded upon completion of first planet, super bonus awarded for skipping planet with lower point values. Score fuel, all fuel cells are worth 2,500 fuel units. Completing mission on red planet awards 7,500 fuel units. Let's play some Gravitar. Here we go. Bonus if you pick harder planets first, you get a bonus. We're just going to go in order. And there you go. Gravitar is our arcade game for the week. And the last pinball, I'm going to play a little bit live just for a second. But this table is a whopping $2.40. We're going to play the classic Pinball Tropical. Let's check this one out live. This is a classic, just a classic old school pinball. It's got the bells and chimes. With this SSF, it sounds like this ball's rolling all around the table. This is a really well executed table from Zaccaria. And I will be playing this on the micro this week when I get it in competition to see what I think of it. But there's a lot of strategy involved with this game when you read the rule set. Basically, you want to light up all the numbers, and then you want to get it into this thing, and you get 50,000 points. So it's a really cool game. There's a lot of strategy in it. And I'm playing terrible. I'm just trying to show the game in action a little bit. These kind of games to me are a lot of fun. I want to make sure I have just a classic type pinball in the tournament this week. So there you go. There was a quick look at Tropical. And let me get out of this real quick. And you can see these games are $2.40 right now with 70% off. So some of these games this is the best time that you're ever going to have to buy them. The prices are just dirt cheap. But I know no one's talking about it, but AtGames still has a massive sale on. Top Hand, that's another fun one. But some of these Zaccaria tables are super fun, and they're cheap right now. I totally 100% disagree. There is actually a ton of strategy in these old pinball games. You would be surprised. Because like that game I just played, once you learn the rule set, the secret is getting to that all the lights lit up. So there's quite a bit of strategy involved in these older pinball tables. And no one's really covering it, but I think this is probably one of the best deals right now in virtual pinball are these steep sales that AtGames is running. You know, I hate that the Zen prices went up, but you know, some of these tables you can get at a really good price now. So I'm just putting it out there. You know, let me go back to my main camera. But it's a fun time to be a gamer, you know, and drop some scores this week. I will be doing a monthly tournament where you can play live. It will have prizes. So I'm going to switch to that. I'm still going to announce all the players that play each week. I'm going to let you pick the table. It's probably going to be, it has to be something that is available on just about everything. So I'll probably put up some polls on my channel. And that's pretty much it. But that's pretty much the show. It's short and sweet. I just wanted to launch the new leaderboards. Hope everyone has a great week. Enjoy some gaming and have fun. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next week on the Retro Legends Arcade. Take care, peace, and thank you.
Well, Papa Brad's a gaming. He's got passion in his soul. From pinball tables to Atari, he's always in control. He's a master of retrogaming, the old school style's his thing. With every flick of the joystick, you can hear the twang ting. Stay legit, Papa Brad, keep the high school living. From the classic arcades to the AtGames pinball board. With the Atari 2600, your love for games will never quit. Stay true yourself, Papa Brad, and always stay legit. He's a lover of the classics, the sound of pixelated beats. Late nights at the arcade with every game defeat. But he'll keep on pushing till he's reached that final stage. Papa Brad's the gaming legend. His passion never fades. Stay legit, Papa Brad, keep the high school rolling. From the classic arcades to the AtGames pinball board. With the Atari 2600, your love for games will never quit. Stay true yourself, Papa Brad, and always stay legit.